There are some shocking truths behind the people that use you in your life. The people that abuse you, people that take advantage, the people that leave you high and dry. It's easy to just say, oh, they're narcissists, oh, they're toxic, oh, they're selfish. Yeah, sure, that's obvious. But when you go even deeper, which is what I do on this channel, when you cut through the BS, it's much more sinister. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to protect yourself and see them for what they really are. Also, if you're done with having no boundaries, not being able to stand up for yourself, and not being able to have the strength and guidance and the mentorship to walk away effectively, let me help you. No one knows this better than me. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and the pinned comment just down below. It's hard to really explain how it feels when you're used and abused, isn't it? We can use these buzzwords. I'm drained, I'm deflated, I'm betrayed, I'm exhausted. But did you know it happens to a lot of people and they're blind and oblivious or too stupid to even recognize it. So therefore they've got their heads in sands. They're ostriches. They're so immature. They're so naive. Hence why they get scammed constantly. But they just go through the motions and they blissfully, naively live their lives. But not you and not me, because we say the following when we're abused. We say, that's not acceptable. That's not fair. How could they do this to me? Why did they do this to me? I'm just trying to make sense of it. How could they go behind my back? How could they hurt me? Why did they do this? And then we ruminate and we overthink and we try to apply logic to it. And then we apply religion, or we see a motivational quote or whatever, and it makes us feel a little bit better for a moment. But it still is in the root of our soul. When people use us incorrectly, when people disrespect us like that, it keeps us up at night. Something that happened to me 5 years ago, just the other night, was still in my thoughts and still had me angry, riled up, furious. I've tried to let it go. I've let most of it go. But when I'm reminded, when I see these people, when I think about them and what they've done, it still hurts me. So pat yourself on the back for being able to acknowledge that, to take the rose-tinted glasses off and see the truth through the BS and see it as it really is. You've been used. And it could have been your family. It could have been friends. It could have been a partner. Most likely it was a romantic partner. It could have been your colleagues. It could have been your boss. Whoever, whatever. It could have been all these people combined. It doesn't matter. We need to go to the truth. We need to be rooted in truth. We need to recognize and realize who these people really are and how they really saw us and why they saw us this way and why it happened. Users are everywhere. Users are wolves in sheep's clothing. Users are manipulators. Users know exactly what to say, how to say it, and how to get themselves out of things and how to get things constantly from people without making an effort, without reciprocating either. And then when you're used, you're abused, you're discarded, you're disrespected. And it's far too late. I don't want you to make that mistake again. So users don't pick you. Okay? They don't look at you and say, okay, you're the perfect victim. Okay, you're this attractive person. Okay, you're this worker. No. Instead, they profile you. They don't choose you randomly. They sense you'll give more than you get. Empathy, guilt, loyalty. And then they see it as leverage. There's no greater example of this than in the workplace. If you are a people pleaser, it just happens to be the way you are. If you're a hard worker, if you've got excellent work ethic, if you are really caring about the customer, the client, the business, the organization that you're working for, then you're the exact sort of person I would work with, do business with, and so on. Unfortunately, the modern workplace and people, etc., are not all wired that way. So not only do you work hard, you go above and beyond. You sacrifice your personal time. You sacrifice your lunch break. That's even if you get a lunch break. You sacrifice your wants, your needs, your sleep. You come back from leave early, and so on and so forth. And then if you're lucky, users will write in your Christmas card or send a personal message for no one to see because you don't get any acknowledgement. Thanks for making my job a lot easier. See, they profiled you because they knew straight away you couldn't say no. They knew that you would sacrifice your own boundaries, if they knew that you would just give up everything and you gaslight yourself for the sake of the business, for the sake of my career, well, I've got to work hard. Well, it's this industry, it's that industry. No, 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 no. You need to start testing people early and stop overgiving on what you disappears, what you doesn't reciprocate, and that's your answer. And the best way to do this, and the best way for it to really sink in and for you to wake up once and for all, is to look at around you. Look at your colleagues if it's a work thing. Are your colleagues getting away with murder? Most likely they are. Are they pushing as much as you? Are other people giving as much? And don't even give me this nonsense of relationships. Do others pander to their ego? Do others just give, and they take? Yeah. Then you know the pattern. They didn't choose you because you're a good person, because you're a wholesome person, because you're a Christian person, because you're a religious person. They chose you because they realized they could use you. I've often said in my videos for years, especially about narcissists and toxic people, that they don't see you as a human being. And I know that's an awful thing to say, but it's the truth. That's not BS. You're not a human being. You're not a real person. You're not flesh and blood. You're not a soul. You're not a personality. In the past, I used to say you're an accessory. You're like a handbag. You're a pair of shoes. You're, lipstick. You're like an iPad. But actually, you're a tool. They only see you for what you do for them. They never see you for who you are. And when you're no longer useful, you're discarded. Hence the abuse part of the use and abuse. Once they filled their quota from you, they toss you aside like yesterday's newspaper. Oh, it hurts, but I've been there, and I'm sure you've been there as well. You can have a relationship with someone for years. You can work for somebody for years. Hell, you can grow up in a household with a family for years. But they don't know anything about you. They don't know your favorite food. They don't know your real likes and dislikes, your turn-ons and turn-offs. They don't know your dreams. They've never listened to you in a vulnerable state. They've never connected with you. It's all superficial. It's all surface level. And even if you've begged and pleaded and wanted to go deeper, it was never possible. Would you have an emotional deep connection to a handbag, a pair of shoes? Hell, even a piece of technology like an iPad, whatever, a tablet? Absolutely not. Ask yourself, if I stopped calling, giving, helping, doing overtime, what would happen? It's one of the greatest tests of friendships and even early dating that you'll ever be able to do. Ask yourself, if I stopped for 24 hours, a week, a month, 6 months, would they call? I did this recently. Our friendship was superficial. It wasn't really going anywhere. I thought it was deeper. I stopped contacting them, despite me being the last person to contact them. And I never heard back. I got my answer. That's what you need to do. When we push back finally, which is the worst thing in the world for us to do, because we are so anxious, we're so scared, we're worried, we're so confused, but we've had enough. That's when the gaslighting happens, and this is the shocking truth. The moment you question something, the moment you call it out, when you call out the BS, when you see the truth as it is, they will flip it. You get the following. You're selfish. Wow, you've changed, they say. You're overreacting. Aren't you being a bit sensitive? Well, I hate this one the most. It's not that deep. Ugh, I hate that. Makes me vomit in my mouth. Of course it's that deep. I've given everything. I've sacrificed everything. I've gone above and beyond. I've given money, my time, my energy, my soul, my well-being. And for what? That gaslighting is so evil because It keeps you in line. And if you're up at night, ruminating, saying, maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I am being selfish. Maybe it isn't that deep. Then they're still winning. And that's the shocking truth. They're using your own psyche against you. Don't explain yourself and just cut ties. Don't feed off their gaslighting, and don't let them feed off your emotional response. Starve them. Know the truth. They're a user. And even if you were to call them out, internally remind yourself, I'm being used. I'm sick of it, and I'm stopping this right now. No matter what they say and do, I'm stopping it right now. Lastly, I've heard this many times in the past, and I've never paid attention to it as much. But when you really think about it, it makes sense. We taught them, the users, how to treat us. These people are opportunists. Like I said, it's not just toxic people, narcissists. They're opportunists. We train them to expect everything and demand nothing back. And if we were to really be honest and go back in time to the beginning of the meeting interaction when we first met, especially in the dating stage, when we said, I'll cover the bill, I'll drive you everything, I'll give you everything you want. We encouraged this entitlement. We encouraged it. We insisted on it. And then when we burnt ourselves out, became bankrupt and exhausted from it, we became frustrated by our own wording, our own suggestions. All we can do is retain our self-respect. And it might be a shock to the system for them and you, because boundaries aren't rude. They filter between real and fake. Because the right people will say, sorry, I didn't realize the imbalance there. I appreciate what you do and I'm going to step up on my side. The wrong people will say, you're selfish. You've changed. It's not that deep. Most users aren't evil. They're opportunists. And the harsh, brutal reality here is we gave them the opportunity. But it's time to take it away from them and stand up for yourself. Because aren't you sick and tired of being used and abused? If you want to dive deeper with this and learn how to walk away, stand up for yourself without getting violent, without being aggressive, and actually knowing the truth, and you want to cut through the noise, let me help you. But only serious people that really want to do the work will reach out. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and the pinned comment down below. Let's work together and figure this out once and for all. You taught them how to treat you. Now you need to teach yourself how to have healthy boundaries.
Are you sick and tired of feeling stuck in life or being weighed down by endless struggles? Maybe you're exhausted from being walked all over, or tired of never having boundaries, or not saying no, walking away, or stuck in toxic cycles and situations. Well, imagine breaking free from all of that, feeling powerful and totally in control of your life. When you work with me, there's no BS, no fluff, just real, personal transformation.
I won't lie, his direct no BS approach made me feel uncomfortable at times, but was absolutely necessary to reveal my blind spots that were holding me back to become the best version of myself.
He told me things I didn't want to hear but I needed to hear, and it's helped me find myself again and to move on from it all and to rebuild and to come out stronger.
Now, you've seen my journey on YouTube about the power of walking away from the wrong people, overcoming addiction, handling grief, empowering myself from being rock bottom. But this isn't about me. This is not my story. This is your story. Imagine having a life on your terms, having a healthier, better relationship, being able to overcome your struggles and actually be at peace and taste happiness, maybe for the first time ever in your life.
I was sceptical at first, as he's not the cheapest, but my concerns were immediately put to rest when he presented a step-by-step detailed breakdown of my new life plan for me to follow immediately after the call.
I had a session with SCG. I just think that it was very, very beneficial, and he helped me work through my structure and path moving forward.
Now, other coaches fail when it comes to getting real results because they offer you generic advice that is not catered to you. It's a one-size-fits-all program, and it's a load of BS.
After watching countless videos on YouTube regarding heartbreak, I noticed that they were all similar. Go to the gym, hang around with friends, find a hobby, and all that other BS basically. Yeah, that's great advice, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the advice that I needed. That's when I came across SCG's videos.
But I'm different. I listen to you. I take notes. I ask the deep questions and personalize and cater to your needs to take you from where you are now to where you truly want to be. And it's a lot easier and simpler than you think.
What I appreciate the most is how SCG tailored the session to my specific needs and goals. After questioning and analysing my unique background and story, I feel he over-delivered, proving his genuine passion for his clients.
I totally recommend, if you're reaching out, if you're looking into having somebody who can listen with understanding and help you kind of bring different perspectives to what you're dealing with.
So here's what I want you to do. If you are genuinely serious about change and personal transformation, book a free discovery call right now down below. And also check out the testimonials from real people and real success stories of men and even women who've turned their lives around thanks to me. There are only limited spots available, to take advantage of this now, and it's only for serious people who are serious about change. So let's not delay. Let's not keep you where you are now, stuck in the same cycles, the same routines for another year. Let's work together and break free together and live life finally on your terms.
Truly, thank you, SCG.
I really appreciate you, SCG.
If you're going through something similar, he could help you also.
If you're thinking of coaching with him, try it out for sure. Reach out.
If you're struggling too, especially with heartbreak, or just like I am, or anything else for that matter, then please reach out to SCG. Book your free consultation, and I can assure you, you won't regret it. You can't put a price on your health, especially your mental health.